Is there a connection between crop circles, planet Earth, the star of Sirius, and the sixth dimension? In this video, I am going to attempt to explain what I think about this phenomena. Welcome to my channel, You Are the Bridge. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you like the video, at the end of the video, give it a little like and a comment. I'd love to see what you think. Okay, so we've all seen pictures of crop circles. Many of us say, oh, they're just man-made, you know, they're not even real. And I don't deny that some of them aren't man-made, because if you look at some pictures of them, they look a bit off. They don't look right. I'm talking about the genuine crop circles that are absolutely perfect and no crops have been broken. Okay, high energy power places on Earth, usually in England, Wiltshire, places like that, you'll see a crop circle formation, but it's so big that unless you're hovering above it or it's being pictured by a drone or something like that, you wouldn't really see the sheer scale of it or what the pattern is actually showing. Okay, so usually it's some sort of geometry, and as human beings we'd look at it and go, oh, that's a pretty pattern, but none of us knows what it means. Okay, what's that pattern all about? What does it mean? What is it? So the most common idea of crop circles is that aliens come down and they make these crop circles in no time at all, and then they go back. But what's the point in that? Okay, so I'm not denying that extraterrestrial intelligence doesn't have something to do with it. But here's what I think. There is a theory that the Earth herself, who is sentient and intelligent, and I think we really need to start realizing that now, guys, she is sentient and intelligent. We as humanity on planet Earth have a link to the star system of Sirius. You may or may not have heard of Sirius, okay? It's a star that is, I'm going to close the door a second, that is connected to this solar system, to planet Earth specifically, okay? One of the Giza pyramids is specifically lined up with Sirius. That's no accident. You know, it's so specifically lined up to it, okay? Could there be that there is a connection, a deeper connection between planet Earth and the star of Sirius? Okay, if you're not sure about the star of Sirius, research it. Look it up on the internet or on YouTube, and that will give you a little bit more information. Okay, so when these crop circles appear, there is a theory that the Earth herself creates that frequency in the iron crystal core, okay, of planet Earth, creates that data and information, sends it up as a frequency through the planet, so that on the crust of the Earth, on the surface of the Earth, there appears a sacred geometry pattern. That is data and information that the Earth has created to send it somewhere. There is a communication, a messenger. There is information in this pattern, okay, that the Earth herself creates, okay? And I say herself because spiritually, energetically, Earth would be classed as a physical manifestation, so therefore feminine, okay? The sun could be classed as masculine, for example. So it sends this information up through the Earth, and then it appears in a power place. Wherever these crop circles appear would potentially be a power place. I'm not entirely sure why they appear, where they appear, but there's some sort of strong energy there, okay? It gets sent up and then it appears as this huge, pretty pattern. None of the crops are damaged. Okay, there is such a specific pattern that it can't be human made. It could, but it's not likely. Okay, there have been many videos of some people have caught on camera tiny little orbs of light making the crop circles, so coming down and bending the crops and bending them but not breaking them, not damaging them in any way. Okay, but we'll come back to that bit at the end of the video, because that might be suggesting that other non-human intelligences have made the crop circle, but then I've just said that Earth has made it, so we'll come back to that at the end. Then you've got your star Sirius. It's a binary, some say a trinary star system, Sirius A, Sirius B, Sirius C, okay? Earth has got some sort of direct link to Sirius, I believe. When I did a reading on this, okay, about what are these crop circles about? What are they there for? Like, what's their purpose and why do they appear? The message that came up, and I did use my cards for this, was Sirius energy messenger. Now, to me, that couldn't be more blatant what it's trying to say if it tried. How come that card came up? Okay. Sirius energy, Sirius, the star system, messenger. So to me, that was saying planet Earth is sending a message to its twin, or whatever you want to call it, to its sibling, to its family member. We are connected to it in some way. Yes, everything in the whole universe is connected, but there are specific connections as well in the cosmos. And our connection is long been thought is with Sirius. So this card was saying, okay, and I do trust my card readings, guys, okay? I do trust them. It said, it was insinuating, take it or leave it, that the Earth is sending data and information to Sirius via a crop circle. Now, the human eye would look at that crop circle and say, that's a pretty pattern. Little bit like these type of images, sacred geometry, okay? There's one up there, you can't quite see it. And it's sending that information to Sirius to communicate to the star of Sirius, this is what the harmony's like on Earth at the minute. This is the balance. This is the information. These are the codes. This is where we are at the minute. You might think, why does a star, and yes, a star is also intelligent and aware of itself. You know, as humans, we just think we're the only intelligent race in the universe. We can be further from it. Just because something looks different to us, it doesn't mean to say it's not intelligent, okay? So planet Earth is intelligent and aware of itself. So are the stars, are also aware of what they are, okay? So that star, Sirius, would pick up the frequency of the pattern that the Earth has sent up to the star, and it would interpret it, and it would gather that information and say, okay, it wouldn't say in words, but it would go, okay, this is the balance on Earth at the minute. It might need to know what the balance is on Earth at the minute because it's linked to Earth. So because it's linked to Earth, it might want to know what's going on Earth, because whatever's going on planet Earth directly affects Sirius and vice versa. Okay, I'm getting a little bit excited now, sorry guys. The other thing that I discovered through synchronicity recently is I've just finished reading a book called The Pleiadian Agenda. You may have heard of the Pleiadian star cluster, but I'm not specifically talking about the Pleiades in this. It was mentioned several times in that book that Sirius vibrates in the 6th dimension. Okay, I won't go too much into dimensions here because I don't want to blow everyone's mind too much. I appreciate this subject isn't for everybody and it might be a bit much. So if Sirius vibrates in the 6th dimension, planet Earth vibrates from our point of view at the minute in the 3rd dimension, but you know, planet Earth is multi-dimensional, but from our point of view at the minute, 3D, okay, height, width, depth. The star of Sirius, 6th dimensional. And the expression in 6th dimension would be not necessarily physicality, but it would be sacred geometry and morphogenetic fields, light fields, okay? Isn't that then interesting that planet Earth sends sacred geometry patterns to Sirius, which vibrates in the 6th dimension, which is sacred geometry and morphogenetic fields? So to me, there is a direct link here, and that is how planet Earth communicates with its cousin, brother, family member, whatever you want to call it. It's connected in some way. Sirius needs to know what's going on planet Earth. Planet Earth needs to know what's going on Sirius. So when we see those light orbs that I said at the beginning of the video coming down and creating that pattern, is that Earth and Sirius working together? And Sirius interprets whatever that pattern is in the Earth, in the ground, in the crops, and it gathers it from those light orbs. Sounds crazy, maybe, I don't know. But I mean, you're talking to someone, well, you're not talking to me, but this is someone who's been fascinated with this since I was 7 years old. It might not be for everyone though, but I think this is intriguing, personally, that I've discovered those links through synchronicity. Now, it could be that I search YouTube and it's all over YouTube. Yeah, of course there's a connection with crop circles and the star of Sirius. Yeah, everyone knows that. I don't know. I haven't looked at that myself. I've just found these links out myself through synchronicity, okay? What do you think, guys? I mean, you know, this just shows that there is so much more going on than we think in this universe. There is so much more intelligence than we have ever been led to believe. You know, there is, things are so much bigger than what we think they are, okay? And things are more intelligent than we realize, okay, and aware of itself. So Sirius is going to be interested in the balance and the harmony on planet Earth because it directly impacts Sirius, as does Sirius impacts us. So let me know what you think, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope I didn't blow your minds too much, but if you made it to the end, I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you again soon. Bye.